Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? I hope you'd be fine. This is Cambridge Lower Secondary Book 8. And we are doing some questions from exercise 2.4. We have already started with this exercise and completed up to question number 7. Now it's time to head towards question number 8. Let's see what question number 8 says. So here we are having some expressions from A to D and 1 to 4. And each expression on a yellow card has been factorized to give an expression on a blue card. So it's just like a game. We have already learned up to question number 7. Now it's time for its application. We have to factorize the terms given in the yellow cards and see to which expression does it match from 1 to 4. That is the blue one. So starting from 6x squared plus 12x, you can see that 6 is the highest common factor of 6 and 12, and between x squared and x we have discussed that x is in common. So we are left with x plus 2. Which one does it match with? So that's number 3. Okay, next we have 6x squared plus 15. So between 6x squared and 15, what do we have in common? That's 3. 3 2s are 6, 3 5s are 15. And x squared and x, it's x. So we are left with 2x plus 5. So let's match number part B with number 1. Next we have 6x squared plus 9x. So we know that between 6 and 9 we have 3 in common, and x squared and x, it's 3x, and we are left with 2x plus 3 because 2 3s are 6 and 3 3s are 9. So the fourth one matches with part C, and of course D matches with number 3, and we can check it as well. 6x squared and 18x, we know that 6 is in common, and between x squared and x, it's x in common. We are left with x plus 3. Oh, so it's 6x plus 3. Oh, wait. Oh my God. By mistake, we matched it with number 3. It was number 2. Right? 6x bracket x plus 3 because 6 3s are 18. 6 2s are 12. So number 3 matches with part A. Now let's move to number 9. In question number 9, we have to factorize the factors ourselves. Let's start from number 1. 3x squared plus x has x in common. So we are left with 3x plus 1. Then 6y squared minus 12y. Between 6 and 12, 6 is in common. And between y squared and y is in common. So we are left with y minus 2. Then 3b plus 9b square. So between 3 and 9, 3 is in common. B and b square, b is in common. We have taken 3b outside, so we are left with 1 plus 3 3s are 9, and b is left over. Then we have 12n minus 15n square. So between 12 and 15, we have 3 in common. 3 4s are 12, 3 5s are 15, and n and n square. N is in common, so we are left with 4 minus 5 and okay. Then we have part E, 18y minus 9x. So you can see that between 18 and 9, we have 9 in common, but between y and x, we have nothing in common. So we'll open up the bracket. 9 2s are 18, and here comes y minus 9 1s are 9, here comes x. Okay, so make sure if the variables are not same, you will not take anything in common. Then between 12y plus 9x, we have again 3 in common. Now we'll open up the bracket because y and x do not have any common factors. So it's 4y plus 3x. Next we have 8xy minus 4y. So between 8 and 4, we have 4 in common. Between xy and y is in common. Now let's open up the bracket. 4 2s are 8. And we have xy and y outside. So we are left with x minus 4 1s are 4, and y is already there. So we have 1 inside. And between 5z plus 10yz, what's in common? Between 15 and 10, we have 5 in common. And between yz and z in common. Let's open up the bracket. 5 3s are 15. Nothing is left over in variable. Plus 5 2s are 10, and here comes y. So that's the answer. Now let's move to question number 10. Question number 10 says we have three terms now, and we have to find out the common between the all three terms. So 2x plus 6y plus 8. 2, 6, and 8. If we find the highest common factor of them, it's 2 itself. 2 1s are 2, 2 3s are 6, 2 4s are 8. Then between 4, 8, and 4, what's in common? Of course, 4. We will take 4 outside. 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 4 1s are 4. This is the answer. Then between 9xy plus 12y minus 15, between 9, 12, and 15, 3 is in common. So we'll open up the bracket. 3 3s are 9, xy, plus 3 4s are 12, y, minus 3 5s are 15. And then part D, we have 5x square plus 2x plus xy. Now, no coefficient is common, 5, 2, and 1. But in variables, we have x square, x, and x. So we have x in common. We will take x common outside, and then we'll open up the bracket. So we are left with 5x plus 2 plus y. And that's the answer. Then we have 9y minus y square minus x. Again, no variable, no coefficient in common between 9, 1, and 1. But between y, y square, and y is in common. So we'll open up the bracket and left with 9 minus y minus x. Okay. And last but not the least is 3y square minus 9y plus 6xy. So between 3, 9, and 6, again, we have a coefficient in common, and that's 3 itself. And between y square, y, and y, we have y in common as well. So let's open up the bracket. We are left with y here minus 3 3s are 9 plus 3 2s are 6, and x is left over. So these are the answers to question number 10. Now let's see question number 11. What does it say? Question number 11 says, read what Zara has to say. When I expand 5 bracket 2x plus 6 plus 2 bracket 3x minus 5, then collect like terms and finally factorize the result, I get the expression 4 bracket 4x plus 5. So let's check. We have to check until and unless we solve it. How would we know that is she correct or not? So let's solve it. 2x plus 6, when you'll expand it, it would be 5 2s are 10x plus 5 6 are 30, right? Okay, fine. And then we have plus 2 bracket 3x minus 5. So 2 3s are 6. 6x minus 2 5s are 15. Now we will collect the like terms. So for 10x, we have plus 6x and then plus 30 minus 15. So between these two terms, we have 10 plus 6, 16x is the answer, and 30 plus 30 minus 15 is 15. Now, between 16 and 15, we have nothing in common, but between, oh, wait, 5 2s are 10 plus 16, 5 6 are 30, and 2 5s are 10. Oh, wait. Here we made a mistake. It was 10 actually. So 30 minus 10 is 40, right? Now, between 16 and 40, we have 8. 2s are 16, 8 5s are 8 is in common. 8 2s are 16. Accepted. Wait, it's 20 actually. Yeah, right. Between 16 and 20, we have 4 in common. So yes, it's 4 bracket 4x plus 5. So she's absolutely correct. Yes, she's correct. Now let's see what's in question number 12. So read what Marcus says. When I expand 6 bracket 3x plus 2. Now we have to show that he is wrong. So let's see. 6 bracket 3y plus 2. 6 3s are 18 plus 6 2s are 12. then minus 4 bracket y minus 2. Probably he had made mistakes in expansion because here we have a minus sign. So when we will multiply minus 4 with y, we will get minus 4y, right? But when we multiply minus 4 with minus 2, so minus minus plus, and here it comes plus 8. Probably he would have taken minus 8. That's why he's not getting the correct answer, maybe. Anyways, let's check. Now we will combine 18y with minus 4y. So 18 minus 4 is equals to 14y plus 12 plus 8 is plus 20. And now we will factorize. So between 14 and 20, we have 2 in common. Now let's open up the bracket. So it's 7y plus 10. See, he made the same mistake. He did not multiply it or expanded the terms correctly because he might have written minus 4 minus 2 as minus 8. Therefore, 12 minus 8 is 4, and upon factorizing 14 with 4, he will get 2 outside, and then 2 2s are 4. Therefore, he is not getting the correct answer and getting it 2 instead of 10, right? So he did not expand the brackets correctly. It's supposed to be plus 8 and he is getting minus 8. This is the mistake he has made. Now the last question of this exercise says, the diagram shows two rectangles as shown. The area of the rectangle is given. The perimeter of the rectangle is also given. You have to write an expression for the length of each rectangle. So students, if the area of rectangle A is given, we know that area is equals to length multiplied by breadth. It means that if length and breadth are given, upon expanding, we will get the area. Okay? Because when we multiply length with breadth, we will get the area. But if the area will be given, upon factorizing it, we will get the factors. So always remember, this is a rule. If you are provided with the length and breadth of a rectangle, you have to expand to find out the area. But if the area would be given for a rectangle, you have to factorize it to get the two dimensions, that is the length and the breadth. And see, since they have already given us 2a, 2a means they have taken 2a common outside. So if we factorize the area, we have 2a square plus 18a. With 2a, what are we left with? Here we are left with 2 ones are 2. A into a is a square plus 2 nines are 18. A ones are a. So we are having a plus 9. This is the breadth already given here. See? So this will be the length. So what is the length? It's a plus 9. Always remember, if the area is given along with the width or length, you simply have to factorize it, taking the length or the width as common outside and keeping the rest inside as the other dimension, right? And what if the perimeter is given for a rectangle? So we know that perimeter is equals to 2 into length plus breadth, right? So if the length is missing and breadth is given, we can write it like this as well. 2 length plus 2 breadth. Now what we will do, we will write down the perimeter, which is 14d minus 10c is equals to 2 length plus 2 breadth. Breadth is given as 3d. So we can write it like this, 2 length plus 2 into 3d. So here we are going to get 2L plus 6D. Okay, but let's not do it like this. Let's make it simple. We have the perimeter. Let's factorize it and see what answer are we getting. So upon factorizing 14D minus 10C, what do we get? We will get 2 here, bracket 7D minus 5C. So does it show 2 bracket L plus B? Huh? And what is given? We are provided with 3D, not 7D. So if the breadth is 3D, so what would be the length? Can I write it here? 2 bracket 3. No, length is not 3D. Length is missing plus 3D. So what's left over? We simply have to subtract 3D from 7D. We will get 4D. And we also have minus 5C. So it's 4D minus 5C. Right? So the length will be 4D minus 5C. Let us try to understand it one more time. We have 14D minus 10C. So let's factorize it first. We are getting 2 bracket 7D minus 5C. Okay, so it is in the form 2 bracket length plus breadth. This is the formula for the perimeter. So we have to identify if in 7D minus 5C, 3D is the breadth. So how can we find the length? We know that length plus breadth is equals to 7D minus 5C, right? In which breadth is equals to 3D. So if we subtract breadth with both sides, what are we doing? We are subtracting breadth from both sides. Here we have taken minus b, just subtracting breadth from here. And here we are subtracting it with 3d because breadth is equals to 3d. So what will happen? This breadth will cross out breadth and we are left with length is equals to 7d minus 4d is equals to 4d minus 5c. So this is the length. And now you can check your answer as well if it gives us the given perimeter or not. So we know that perimeter is the equals to the sum of all four sides. So it's 4D minus 5C plus 4D minus 5C plus 3D plus 3D. So we have four like terms 4D plus 4D plus 3D plus 3D. 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 3, 11, 11 plus 3, 14D. Then minus 5C minus 5C minus minus plus, it becomes minus 10C. See, this is given in the question, hence prove that we have got the correct length. So what we did, we simply factorized the perimeter. If the perimeter is given to you, just factorize it taking 2 in common. Okay, always remember to take 2 in common because the formula for the perimeter is 2 into length plus breadth. So we have to factorize it taking 2 in common. If you will factorize it this way, your answer would be accurate. Okay, so just take 2 common outside and then see what are the terms you are having inside. And then what next is, if the length is given, subtract the length from the given expression inside the bracket. If the breadth is given, subtract the breadth from the given expression. That's what we did over here. After getting 7D minus 5C, what we did, we subtracted it with the given breadth, that is 3D, and we got 4D minus 5C, which was the second dimension. And that's all. So here we have completed all the questions of exercise 2.4. Inshallah, we will start 2.5 very soon. Until then, take care. Do subscribe to my channel if you are new. If you don't understand anything, you can contact me on my WhatsApp as well. And take care. Allah Hafiz.